Hello, welcome to the Unmotivated Masses. Thank you for tuning in again. I'm sorry I didn't have my regular Thursday show. I had to take care of a few things. So we got the Friday show today, and we'll address the topics that I would have talked about on Thursday, but just talking about on Friday. But before I get into this discussion, I want to let you know if you do have any questions or if you have any topics that you want me to address with my common sense approach, logical approach that I try to present, put it in the comment field and ask a question or a comment. I might address it in my next video. You know, the more topics I get, the better these videos can become. You know, it's just me kind of ranting and raving here. But if I get some feedback, I can rant and rave to something that you may want to watch, and we can build a show around that, and this can become a sensation, if you will, a sensation across the nation, even maybe, perhaps. But so yeah, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment box. So the topic that I'm going to get into today is well, I'm going to get into a few topics today, but one is on the minds of everybody, I believe, is the definition of gay marriage in North Carolina, which they had a constitutional amendment passed by a voter referendum that indicated that marriage is to be between one woman and one man. Now, this this is an interesting situation, and not because of the the fact that it's gay marriage is it makes it even more of an issue that I think people may feel strongly about. But I think what disturbed me the most was that the government was starting to define what marriage consists of, and I think that's outside the scope of government, even state government. I don't think government should be involved in aspects like this because it's outside the scope of government. It's not providing safety. It's not providing allowing for prosperity in terms of everybody being raised up for prosperity. I think what it's doing, it's getting involved in a moral issue that the government has knows nothing about. So the way I came down on it is that if the government is starting to define who can and cannot get married, what's to say that they can't go further and say who and who cannot have children or who and who cannot raise their children in a certain way? They're getting involved in moral issues that they know nothing about. The other issue I have is if you're saying that, say a state allows gay marriage to occur, two consenting adults of the same sex wanting to get married, why can't two consenting adults, or let's say multiple consenting adults, in the case of polygamy, why would you deny them the rights to get married if you're allowing them, people of the same sex, to get married? Now, if they're involved in a loving relationship with more than one person and want to share their lives with that person, why is the government saying they can and cannot do that? It just again it forces the government in a position to make moral decisions when the government should not be making moral decisions. I do feel, however, that North Carolina did it the correct way if they were going to do this at all. Now, it's essentially finding the best way to do a bad thing, but they put it to a voter referendum. Now, in controversial issues such as these, I think the people of that state should be the ones to vote on it, and not necessarily the legislatures to pass laws and the governor to sign that law, because the people in the state may have elected their officials on a different matter, and these moral and social issues may not have come into that equation or have come into it in a small way. When this issue, such as gay marriage, affects such a wide variety of people, and they feel it's their moral prerogative to either support or deny it, putting it on the people of that state, I think, provides a way for the masses, those who live in that state, those who have to live by the laws of the state, can have their voices heard and make the decision that they want. Again, I don't think it should be in the state constitution. I don't think it should be in the national constitution. But the way that they did it, I think, is the best way to do a bad thing. Now, switching gears completely, I'm actually going to talk about um, raising a family and econom, the economy in raising a family. You know, the economical structure. Back in the 40s and 50s, and perhaps even earlier than that, there used to be one primary breadwinner in the household, and there would be one individual who took care of the children. And especially, it seems like families were larger back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, larger families. And I know from my parents and my grandparents' generation, they told me that a lot of the neighborhood mothers didn't work, and the husbands are the ones that work and were the breadwinners in the family. Then come in the late 50s, early 60s, and then definitely by the 70s, females were also in the workplace, and there was a two-income family, which I think is great. Bringing women into the workplace, having a diverse work population is great. It helped the country. It helped us understand great things, realize great things. The question I have is, how were we able to go from a one-income family, raising children that are families that are larger than they were then than they are now, to a system where we have to have two incomes and we don't even make ends meet. A lot of the times, people can't afford the two. They can't afford to live even with the two income families. What's changed? What changed in America that we decided that one income was enough for a while, but no, now that we have two incomes, it's not enough. It's not even close to enough. People are in massive amounts of debt. But why? What changed? Now, I think it might be a two-pronged effect of why it changed. One is that consumers had all this disposable income and were willing to spend more money on certain things. And producers understood that. They saw that, well, these people are willing to spend more, and therefore we're gonna jack up the prices and make it so they can purchase them, and we can get more of a profit out of the products that we're making. I think that was part of it. The other part of it was how consumerism changed a little bit in America, that we wanted more and more and more. Two-car garage. We wanted 3 TVs in the house. We wanted more stuff and more things because we were sold that consumerism is the new way to revitalize the economy, because manufacturing was going overseas because of cheaper labor, because we wanted a lot of stuff, but we wanted it at a cheap price so we can buy more stuff. It's kind of a vicious circle. We get into a cycle where you want more things, but you don't have the money to spend them, so you want them cheaper, but you want the same amount of things. It's a circle, like I said. So I think it's very strange that if in society we wanted to go back to a one-income family, for those people who chose to want to stay home and raise their children, if they wanted to. I'm not saying that they have to, clearly. If they wanted to stay home and raise their children, it would be very difficult to do on one income. And I think that we should look and see if there can't be a way to change the mindset that we have, that one income is not enough to raise a family, and two incomes, like I said, is not enough to raise a family. I think we should be in a society where we take care of our children, if you're going to bring children into this world, and raise them in the way that you see fit. Whether it's right or wrong, it's the way that you want to raise your children. And I find it a little scary that we can't do that anymore. A husband or a wife cannot choose to stay home and raise their kids because of economic factors that are preventing them from doing so. Another excuse me, quick hitter is I'm going to go into talk about role models, how we have role models in society. I think a big factor in role models is we put like sports figures and movie stars on such a high pedestal in this society. And I think it also goes to consumerism, because it's something that we can buy, it's something that we can buy into. Somebody who supports the San Diego Padres, you can buy a San Diego's Padre hat, and it's something tangible that you can attach to something that you find you find awe-inspiring and great. Or Kim Kardashian and all their products that they have. I think we don't focus on the real role models in this society, and those are people that put their lives on the line every day, that try to make this society work. And some of the people that I think are we should put role models are teachers, because I think teachers help to shape the minds of our children, and without teachers we don't have a society to look forward to. I mean, we put so much emphasis on things that don't really matter in the scheme of life. Like I said, sport. I love sports. I love watching sports. But again, we put our focus on things that aren't something that helps us be better people, that helps the society as a whole. It's a distraction, and I think distractions are important. But when there's no substance, at the end of the day, when there's no substance to look forward to, it makes it difficult for us to realize, to put true role models, people that do actually great things, on a higher pedestal. So I want to thank you for watching my video today. I hit a lot of topics. Please comment on it. It's maybe a little out there, maybe a little scatter plot. That I hit a lot of different topics and went to a lot of different areas. But hey, if you like the video, like it. If you want to comment on it, comment on it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Have a great day.